I'm fresh out of the movie theater from watching Insidious Out of the Further, and this film claims to take the franchise into a new era. But does it? Mm, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Kourtney on the couch, but you could just call me Kourtney. I will admit that Insidious is not my favorite horror franchise. And before going to see this movie, I went back and watched some of the old ones just to make sure I was caught up. And actually, that's not a bad idea because there are references to the older movies that you will appreciate if you go see this movie. But let's go ahead and get into the movie. This chapter centers around Gemma, a dentist who, as a child, witnessed a tragic event in her home. And through this event, and with the help of our homegirl Elise, she learns that she has a spiritual gift that she has to learn how to access and control because evil entities also knows that she has this gift and they want to use it for their own come up. Now, one thing I'm big on when it comes to movies, and my friends that have been here for a little while know this, I give big kudos to movies that get to the action quickly. Give me a little bit of backstory because I got to put the pieces together, but don't stay there too long because I'll get bored. And with this movie, they pretty much get to it quickly in the opening scene. As soon as younger Gemma steps through the door, everything is unfolding. So do not be late for this movie because you'll miss it. Matter of fact, there were two girls sitting next to me and they were a good 20 minutes late to the movie and they talked the entire time because they was trying to figure out what was going on. So please be on time. Now, when it comes to the action, the third act of the movie is the best. That's when everything gels together and everything really gets going. As far as the characters and the acting, I honestly don't feel like there was anything special. I don't think anybody stood out. The character Gemma was a little naive because after you witnessed what you witnessed as a child in that house, why would you still live there as an adult? Now, she mentioned in the movie that she inherited the house. I would have sold it. I don't care. Now, we also get information in the movie that technically it didn't matter where she lived at, this was going to happen. But again, that's not the point. I wouldn't be living there. Another thing about characters is I don't feel like any of the evil entities were like super scary. They were gross. I'll give them that. They were gross. But super scary, I don't think I can say that. A few things that didn't work for this movie, the jump scares were very predictable. If a character is looking down a dark hallway and they can see someone looking at them and they turn their head and then turn back, guess what's going to happen? A jump scare. If the camera is closed in and the character's head is one way, right? And then slowly looks back the other way, guess what's going to happen? A jump scare. And that's what I mean. Like, it was so predictable to the point where it's like, that's not fun. And it's also not as scary. Now, I'm a scary cat, so I'm going to jump either way. But the point is, like, what fun is that if I know it's coming? You know what I mean? Also, to me personally, the ending was predictable. I figured out what was going to happen. It was all about how we got there, but I still knew what was going to happen. Now, I said we do get to the action fast, and we do, but I think we stay there a little too long. Let me tell you what I mean. So, in most of the movies, we go in and out of the further, and that didn't change in this one. But I had to ask myself, how many times is she going to go back and forth until we really get into the meat of it? But I think they could have shaved off at least 5 minutes or at least canceled two of her trips to the further just for it to make more sense and to not prolong the movie. I get she had to learn her gift and figure it out, but it just seemed like they were stalling for some reason. So, does this movie take Insidious into a new era? I didn't get that feeling, you guys. Like, I felt like it was just another Insidious movie. I just don't think it was anything new for me. Is it worth seeing? If you are a diehard Insidious franchise fan, Yes, because they left room for another film. Also, a heads up, there is a mid-credit scene, so make sure you stay seated for that. If you are just a casual viewer of the franchise, you can wait it out until streaming. My overall grade for this movie is going to be a C plus. Not horrible. I think it's a cool movie to kick off scary movie season, but it just didn't really leave me wanting another movie. You don't have to take my word for it. You can definitely check it out yourself. As always, thank you so much for watching this review. You know, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you all in the next one.